So there's a lot that can go wrong, and I'm not that old that I need the chair, but it's gonna make my life easier with the laptop, okay? So I try to bring another perspective on identity and identity threats, and I want to approach it from the systems perspective, okay? So I'm going to be brief. I'm a security researcher, pen tester, so I'm used to breaking things. But my background is in fact in software development. So I spent 15 years building stuff. Now I'm breaking it. So I know where the triggers I need to pull. I'm also co-author of the API security top 10 from OWASP, the most 10 common risks on APIs. And what I bring here today is one of the risks that was added in 2023 that is somehow related to identity. In the past, I have done some research on the identity client-side threats, like many in the browser Trojans and malware. You can still find it online, but this is not exactly the topic. The focus is going to be on the services. And why this one is in specific. So I'm going to talk about unrestricted access to sensitive business flows on APIs. I'm going to go into it. I hope you trust me. You don't have to believe me, so I'm going to show you. But first I have to put everyone at the same page. Are all of you familiar with APIs? Okay. So I don't have to go into much detail on that. But it powers almost everything that we have, every connected thing nowadays. In fact, it is 62% of the internet traffic is API traffic, and 65% is generated from web browsers. So that means that our web applications nowadays, they rely on APIs, okay? And they rely on APIs because we want to have a seamless experience on our mobile application and the website, and also our cameras and bulbs, everything we want to get data on our mobile phone and web application, we want to have the data available everywhere. But most of these systems, they need to know who we are, okay? So in terms of identity, from the system perspective, there are two main mechanisms because we need to know who the user is to provide his own resources and not the other user resources. And we have two mechanisms. The one directly related to identity is authentication. And authentication is just the way the system has to verify that the user is who he claims to be. And the most common pattern is the username and password. Today we heard about passkeys and stuff like that, but my identity and something that only I know, okay? Authorization is something that comes after authentication. Now you know who you are. I'm gonna decide whether you're allowed to do the action you're requesting. So I've recorded the video, but I want to just put us on the same page and show you what's gonna go under the hood. So this has everything to go wrong. So just bear with me, I'm gonna try it. So this is e-commerce website, okay, which has a very exclusive product now. I'm gonna just, okay, see, everything that can go wrong goes wrong. So I just want to do just the quick sign up. I hope so. Pick a security question. Why not? And sign in. And as you can see, I even have Dashlane, and I'm gonna save my credentials. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, so, but don't worry, there's no more Dashlane. Okay. The point is, this is what the user experienced, but as I said, I'm used to look under the hood. So this is everything that was generated by my clicks and pushing the buttons and filling the forms. So you can see here hundreds of requests from the web browser to an API server and the responses from it. So if we dig here, we're going to find my sign up attempt somewhere and my login attempt. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. So you saw the amount of effort I had, like filling the forms, pushing the buttons to get it. But in fact, the action, the real action that provide the server my credentials and gave me the identity was this single request. So it was a one step, and it was a machine talking to a machine. I provided my email and password. Don't worry, I don't use this password anywhere. And what I got in return was this token. Okay. From now on, every time my web browser wants to provide my identity to the API, to the server, it does not provide my username and password. It just provides this token. Okay. So let's get back here. So this is it. So pretty much this was the workflow we've seen. I skipped the sign up part, but the login was visiting the page. There's some API requests to fetch the products. This is why we get the product listing. So, you know, there's nothing here, nothing special, you know how it happens. But the point was I had to give some clicks to jump from one page to another, push some buttons. But in fact, there was just atomic requests to APIs, okay? And then we got this, and this is going to be our identity as long as our session is valid. So if I would like, if I want to do my login in one step, and I'm not sure I have it prepared here, but let's keep up with the slide. If I would have to do it to log in, I just have to do this request on my command line, and I'm going to get the token. I don't have to fill a form, input my credentials, and do it. On the API, I can just provide it and get the token. So it's a one step. And if I can do, I told you, you don't have to believe, but I don't have here a way to copy paste this right now. Or maybe I have, because you don't have to believe me. So sign up. Okay, let's do it this way. So if I want to authenticate, I just have to come here and replace this with my, sorry. So this should be it. And I got the token. So from now on, I can use this token and make other API requests to do whatever I want. So not sure what I was supposed to do here. I know now. I'm supposed to buy something. Now I have an account and I'm authenticated with the server. The application, whatever you want to call it, knows that it's me, and I can buy a product. Okay, I can just add the product to my basket. It was added. I can't add any other product because this is a very exclusive. There are 100 units and I can buy just one. So I want to check out. So we are from Portugal. My name is Paulo. My mobile phone is obviously this one. I'm coming from almost, I don't know, some street. I'm coming in fact from Unrestricted. So I need an address. Then I have to pick the address. Then of course, I need to choose how it's going to be delivered, and I have to pay and add the new cards. So I don't know. The first one is available. Okay. So you saw how many clicks and stuff I have to do to buy a product. Okay. And then that's it. So it seems like too complex, too many clicks, too many variables, options. But in fact, it was just a bunch of API requests, atomic API requests that included my token. Okay. We could go back here and see how much requests were made to do it. But in fact, I made our life a bit easier. Not sure if I have, okay, I have a slide, but I prefer the code. So to buy a product, in fact, there are just they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 requests. In fact, I have to sign up is the first function I have. Then I have to log in. So they appear here in order. Then I have to add an address, is another API request, add a credit card, another API request, add to the basket and check out. That's it, okay? So if I want to buy a product in one click, what I have to do is what I've done. I've put all the requests here, everything is ready to buy. To sign up, for instance, if you want to sign up, this is the request. All my details are already filled. Then you need to log in, everything is here. So if I want to buy that product in one click with a new account, let's see. That's it, it's done. It took like 500 milliseconds to buy a product, much faster than I did before. Okay, so now we should put our attacker's hat. Okay, I had the slide, it was even faster yesterday. So the point is, if I could do it once, I can do it twice. I can do it as much times as I want. Sign up with a new account, add a new address, a new credit card, buy the product. So to do that, even my old laptop can do it in parallel. Okay, let's see now if I can do this trick. So let's make it this way so that you feel the pain if you're a business owner. Let's say we want to refresh the page every 10 seconds. Okay. And let's pick up my terminal. So, right. So it is running on my laptop. We still have stock for this very exclusive product. And now we just leave the machine running and see how long it takes to buy all the products. So I'm signing up with new accounts, adding a credit card, shipping address, and stuff like that. No, they are different accounts buying the product. What I'm doing here is it's a bot. It's buying, it's signing up with new accounts, doing all the steps, but through the API. So it's sold out right now. No one else can buy this. So why I'm talking about this? Because the identity here, even if you have to all sort of proof of identity, this is a bit of a challenge. So let's think about tech scenarios, okay? Let's say we are talking about, okay, maybe one step. Companies, they provide APIs because they want to interact with mobile applications, or they want resellers to be able to resell their products. So you can buy on different stores, but I'm the one who has the product. So your machine talks to my machine and we manage it behind the scenes. So let's say you're a technology company, you're going to release a new gaming console on Thanksgiving. This is a high demanding product and stock is limited, like our Woody. So if you put just a few lines of code together, you can create a bot. And as soon as the product appears on the landing page, I can buy them all. Okay, this scenario, which we call a tech scenario, in fact has a name. And the name is PS5. When PS5 was a long-awaited product, it was announced it's going to be released on Thanksgiving, and 1 second before, they were sold out. No one could buy, no human, no legit user was able to buy a PS5. Scalper bots bought them all, okay? And then what they did, they are trying to resell their own stock on other markets, but with a much higher price, okay? So I'm not talking about the vulnerability. I'm talking about someone that came up with an idea how to take advantage of technology to make their own business, reselling PS5s. But it's not the only attack scenario you can come up with based on this very simple technique. So if you have a riding sharing API and you have a referral program, I just have to sign up new accounts, make those accounts my friends, I'm going to get the money, then I can travel for free, or even I can sell the accounts to other people on the dark web, for instance. This is another attack scenario. Or if you are an airline company, I can just buy all available tickets for a flight. If there's no cancellation fee, this is the trick on my attacker's business. On the day before I just cancel all my tickets, the air company wants to get the full plane, so they're gonna low fares, and then I'm gonna buy the ticket much cheaper than I bought it at the beginning. So from the system perspective, the client is whoever the token says it is, right? So we can put there, and this is something I should come up with in the conclusions. We can come just something beginning at the beginning. This is not a vulnerability, okay? APIs were meant to work like this, but someone came up with the idea, how can I take advantage of this? And this is the attack scenario, right? So the identity, the username and password, that is not exactly the issue here, okay? How you provide your identity. And by the way, with this behavior, they don't want to take down your systems. That is not the goal. I want to use them, okay, the proper way. So the point here is that the way we provide the identity once, and then we get the token, this is the session management we were talking about, maybe is not enough to make this type of business, right? Because we provide our identity and then the session lasts for 1 hour, whole day, month. Try to remember when was the last time you had to enter your username and password on Gmail, for instance, or stuff like that, okay? So sometimes on this type of attack, attackers, they may use stolen accounts. Even if you have you have to provide your ID card, your passport, we have to charge you $1. Sometimes they use stolen accounts they bought from dark web. Those accounts, they went through all the validation process. They believe you're human, so they can use them to do this sort of attacks. Even most of the times, this is a business, by the way. This is like if you want to have a picture, this is like a call center. You have even people pushing the buttons if that's required, okay? And sometimes they start preparing the attack years before using the accounts. They want to create confidence on the system, then they have valid accounts they are trusted by the system, and then they use them to do this sort of attack. The way we are addressing this right now, we are putting human detection on the web application. Whether you're moving the mouse, for instance, some biometrics, your captures, for instance, and we are keeping improving captures. But then you have the APIs. They are under the hood. No one cares about pushing the buttons if you want to do this at scale, right? I did it from my machine. It took I don't know, maybe 1 minute to buy the 100 hoodies, but I can spawn for a few bucks, hundreds of machines, thousands of machines to do this sort of attack, and I'm going to sell PS5s for double the price, the original price. And in fact, nowadays we have AI. We can ask AI to solve captchas. We can AI to solve even very hard challenges that we can come up with to put to our users. So it's not the way to go to address this. I don't have the solution. I'm not coming here to share the solution. I believe that we may look for a gap, okay? Because if my API was meant to be used by the web application, you saw how many steps I had to do. So I'm shortcutting when I go to the API. So there are some gaps between the interaction with the API. So maybe we should watch out for those gaps to understand that something is wrong, the way the client is using. Although I have his identity, I know who he is because he provided the username and password. Maybe I need to understand if the interaction it has with the client, which is the web browser in this case, matches what I got on the API. Because if it doesn't, probably there's something strange there. And the last one is, even if we don't have any measure to mitigate the risk or prevent it to happen, knowing that is happening, looking for these gaps, how many accounts were created in the last minute, in the last 10 minutes, Are those emails all from the same provider? Looking for, let's say, anomalous patterns and having some incidents and event management that can trigger some alerts that your teams can go and stop the purchase, saying, okay, this doesn't look right, and AI can be even used for that. Look at patterns and try to figure out, filter what is malicious and what's not, or at least what doesn't look malicious. Maybe it's a tool to do it, but we need to go a step further on the APIs. We should not only look at them like automation stuff. We should care about the business requirement. The PlayStation requirement was to sell the product to as much people, real people, as possible, and they got a really business damage, reputation damage with that. Yeah, it was not the only case, but it's the one that it's still on the news about this. So the goal here was just to bring the systems perspective instead of just caring about username and password. Then there, on the other side, there's the system, and what the system gets is a username and password, and they believe it's us if it's our username and password. So that was it. I believe it worked.
Questions? I have a question. You gave the example of the PlayStation, which was interesting. Can you give other examples on how this can damage companies? Because for me, this just looks like a good side hustle.
Well, I believe I gave at least 3 of them. You have the ride sharing. It's one of them, because they're giving you credits. So if you get your friends into the app, they're going to give you $5 on your next trip. And I'm going to just I'm going to sign up new accounts, register them on the app with my referral link. I'm going to get the $5, and then I have free rides. Or if you make a business out of this, you can sell your accounts. You register 100 new accounts, you get 100 multiplied by $5, and then you sell your account to a friend of yours, okay, for half the price because it was free money. This is one case. The airline company. This is also a good example. Probably all of us experienced trying to buy a ticket, and we search twice, and the price goes up. Well, you can come up. I used to say that a tax analysis is like you just have to be creative and see how you can make, let's say, money out of it, advantage. I can just keep searching or keep doing some action that I know that is gonna make the price raise and no one's gonna buy, and I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna hurt their business because no one is gonna buy from this company. So if I'm a competitor and I know that they're using some strategy to increase the prices, I'm gonna do it so that no one is gonna buy from them and is gonna buy from my own company. So it depends. You should. This was really clever. I experienced this like, I don't know, I want to say like 20 years ago when U2 came to Portugal, I believe, for the first time. At that time, I was working for a company responsible to develop the site, the newspaper Express site, and the technology was the same to sell the tickets for the YouTube. And we were not actually, at that time, it wasn't even an API, but it was madness how fast the tickets were sold out. Even the site, as soon as we published the site, in like 2 minutes it was down. We put it up, and like 2 minutes later there were no tickets anymore. So it's not something new. It's just nowadays it's easier. Nowadays you don't have to push buttons because most websites, most applications, they use APIs. It's even much easier than before. You would have to have several browsers, more expensive machines to run the browsers, technology to click the buttons. Right now you don't need that. It was just a simple text. If you look at it, it's just a few text, just a few. Even I copy paste this from the other tool I've shown you to put all of them together and do it step by step. So regarding the tech scenario, how this can hurt the business, it's just you should take it out of your mind. I don't want to create your business.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. How many companies, in your opinion, are already engaging on using Scopal dots to their game?
Ooh, there's a huge industry. I can't call them companies, okay? I can call them companies, but there are huge groups doing this. It doesn't affect only e-commerce, okay? It can be any other business. Again, you should find what's gonna bring you the gold. There's huge industry. Some of them, they are not even, you cannot use APIs. They don't provide APIs, okay? You have real people pushing the buttons, creating the accounts, and they have like as a goal 1,000 accounts per day. They create the accounts. On the next day, they do a quick search so that they have legit activity and they keep the accounts alive. And then they decide, okay, now we're gonna test something. Use your 10,000 accounts you've created last month. There's a huge industry, trust me. In this one, you have to trust me, but I don't call them companies. Okay?
But what about actually official companies that internally are making use of that? I mean, of course, maybe openly, no, but have you ever come across companies that are knowingly?
I know some of them.
Demand?
I know some of them, they use some sort of, let's call it unexpected automation. Because APIs were not available to automate stuff, but they use that for scraping data, for instance, for salespeople. When they get an email from someone, they want to know which company they work for, what was the previous company, if there's a public email, stuff like that, and they kind of hack, and they look under the hood to see if there's something that they can connect and automate stuff. I know another trend is the lead generation. They use this automation stuff to scrape data and get leads that then they contact. So let's say is it illegal? In fact, people are trying to make it illegal, but I'm not sure that they're gonna stop because it's illegal. I never saw an attacker saying, okay, if the law says I can't do it, I won't do it. I never saw that happening before. So if you are developing APIs, maybe if you have a business requirement, think about how your workflows can be abused.
Thank you very much.